People that suffer from depression, what keeps you going? I ensure that I always have something lined up to look forward to, thus something to live for. Insofar as I am able, the excitement of anticipation of a novelty item or experience is what carries and cradles my desire to keep living. Whether that be concert tickets, a new game or music album I've put aside for this purpose, a restaurant, cafe or dish that I'd like to try, you name it. It's a bucket list where you obtain the prerequisite items and always have at least one put aside, to perpetually have something to keep your spark alive with something to live for, that to you is worth living for. The fact that I have no other option. Life would be worse if I give up. And an early end would destroy my loved ones in many ways. They rely on me. They would blame themselves. It would compound some of their depressions. And this feels part shameful to me, but an early end feels shameful too, like it would validate the shitty people in my life. I don't want them to have that. People like to say women are crazy after they do bad things to them, sadly any variety of bad things. I couldn't give that to them, and my depression now isn't about them, but they would make it that way. I have a graduation goal for now, because I'm a first-gen college student in my family. I'd be the first a bachelor's, and that makes my parents so fucking proud. It really was gonna be it for me before high school graduation, but I got accepted to college with a decent financial aid situation and small scholarships and stuff. The thing is though, that's the only thing I've had in mind that's keeping me going, but I'm graduating really soon, so real talk, I won't know how to hang on after that. Hopefully I find another milestone for myself. The idea that depression doesn't actually exist is giving me strength. The fact that I slowly implement new habits in my life gives me hope in my future, a person I will become if I push through this. I was suicidal and lost every single light in my life for so long, man. One day I just sit down and told myself that I have two options: either I'm going to kilometers right here and now, or I'm going to at least try to change my perspective on life and eventually do a complete transform. I decided the second one, and it goes amazing. Well, it's like a motto: I ain't gonna let some damn illness take me down, and also a bit ego related. Basically, whenever I feel like not wanting to do something, or procrastinating something, I tell myself, no, girl, get yourself together, prove that you're the best and win this SHT or something like that. Or if I start to think just how easy it would be to end it all, I tell myself that it's like admitting that life is like a game and it's too much for me, which then I tell myself that things above weightlifting, eating healthy, and having a cat. The health aspect is OFC an added bonus, but the only thing that keeps me from spiraling is looking forward to the next PR or the next way to cook something cool for myself. I've been lifting for a while now, and it would honestly kind of fuck with me if I stopped now. I would just lose all the strength I worked hard for. My cat also keeps me in check as well. If I'm rotting in bed for too long, she yells at me to get up, probably to give her more kibble. Oh, my daughter and my pets, and weekly therapy. There have been multiple times over multiple years I've been suicidal and attempted. Now, with good therapy, and my child, it's my constant reminder that if I end my life, I'll leave my child without a mother. She'll never know how strong I was fighting through the worst of demons and getting myself out of every black hole I found myself in. And my husband would have to surrender all our pets to the shelter because he's not capable of caring for everyone. I actually read a short story creepypasta where a guy tried to off himself and ended up in this horrifying limbo. I'm scared of that happening. Also, realizing how my life really is pretty damn good, and knowing that I have had some extreme lows, but I have so far always managed to get back to a good place where I consider myself happy again. I know I will have more lows in my future. I just need to get out of my head sometimes and actually make an effort to better whatever I'm upset about. Had a really bad time when I was 18-24. Stuck in my head, what would I be missing? Life is not always bad and has its good times. I am now 60, have 2 great kids in their 20s, 1 in grad school and 2 older stepchild and 4 grandchildren. This is what I would have missed, and my children would never have been. I hope each of you will always take self-harm off the table or get help when it sticks to the table. Good luck to you all, friends, family. The fact that even though I feel like I'm all alone in a dark pit, a lot of people would be seriously hurt if I were to just quit. I've always doubted my moral conscience, always felt like I was trying to be a good person, that I wasn't a selfish bastard. Tried to prove it to myself, to others, though deep down I'm having trouble denying the fact that maybe it's all an act. Doing myself in would be the ultimate proof. I accepted that I shouldn't feel this way. That doesn't reflect how I feel, or how it impacts my family. It doesn't reflect what I am or am not capable of doing to help it. Drugs have stopped a lot of the intrusive thoughts, anxiety, and sadness. Side effects made me want to back off the drugs, and now I'm in an interesting place where I still get some of both effects, and I'm trying to just make everyone happy. Honestly, the chance to do things for others, even just small things. This world is full of too many awful people doing awful things, and I am pretty bitter about it. If I'm honest, this mostly comes from a place of bitterness and anger. I am not perfect, but every act of kindness, encouragement or goodness I can stick around to do will help others living through the misery, and that is the least I can do, I guess. Okay, this sounds off the wall, but penguins. Penguins keeps me going. When I'm really depressed and can't seem to move, I watch penguin videos. I hope that what someone might take away from this is that what keeps you going can be anything big or small. It may be family or a lover friend, or it can be as silly as penguin videos. It's that one little thing you can grasp onto when all you feel is nothing. Lexapro is currently keeping my head above water. My wife and children are certainly the main factor in my life. I don't know how I got here, and I don't know what's going on with me. I have a mental evaluation scheduled for tomorrow morning, so that gives me something to look forward to. The hope for the light at the end of this tunnel keeps me going as well. I know it's there. I just need to be patient. I literally healed my depression by controlling the things that I could control. Look up the 7 deadly sins, and try not to do anything on that list, and work on yourself. Remember, there are things that you can't control, which is okay. But at least focus on the stuff that you can control, and it'll help you heal a lot better. Be the best version of yourself, and watch everything get a lot better. My son. My childhood wasn't the greatest, and I swore to myself that my son would always have his dad in his life. When I was at my most suicidal, I imagined the damage it would do to him for the rest of his life if I killed myself. He's for when I'm at rock bottom. When I'm in a healthier place, my stubborn fight to beat depression, my desire to truly live life, and my close family keep me going. My mom would miss me if I let it get the best of me. I've experienced this before, and I know things will get better. I'm waiting on the better part to happen. I will miss my family if I succumb to depression, but I also miss the family members I lost. It's a toss-up sometimes. The sunset is so beautiful, and I look at it as often as I can. Finding little things that bring you peace helps. My sister reminding me of how much more there is to experience, and how heartbroken she would be if I was gone. When I'm at really low points, I remind myself that my family would be devastated, and it gets me out from wanting to do anything harmful. I am not saying my family is amazing or we are always on the best terms, but I love them and they love me, and it's enough to keep me going. I recently gave up weed, nicotine, alcohol, processed foods, and sugar. Felt like those were determining factors for my depression. My family really loves me and checks on me regularly. It would be devastating to them if I was gone. Also, whenever I can step foot on the golf course, it's like a whole new me. My troubles disappear for half the day, and I relish those opportunities. My wife and kids. And there have been a couple times where that wasn't enough. Luckily someone wants me in this planet a little longer. It's weird. We try so hard to stay alive. Then in a moment it's like a switch goes off and that urge just goes away. Doing better today, but man, find your thing. Hold on to it. If you have to make that thing the most important thing you have. My family and friends, nature, and medicine. It would destroy my family if I was gone, and I would never wish that pain on the people that have always helped me and accepted me no matter what. I would also miss waking up and seeing the sunrise, and listening to bird songs and watching the birds every day. They make me happy and they help me forget for just a little bit. I'm honestly not sure. I try and stay busy and hang out with people a lot to get out of my own head. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I was diagnosed with chronic depression a long time ago, and I have been medicated and been to therapy most of my life. Nothing ever seemed to help other than always focusing on something else or someone else's problems. My mom. Honestly, I'm not sure I'd still be here if it weren't for her. There are days where I wonder how I even wake up or if I should even bother. But then I remember I need to ask her what she wants to eat for breakfast, etc. My best friend. I just talking to that jerk, even when he's fucking with me. Then maybe my cat. Because I gotta feed that little shit, too. A few things. 1. I really love people in my life. So I continue to hope that those relationships will flourish and I'll continue to make new ones. 2. A regular fitness routine has done wonders for my confidence and self-esteem. 3. I take medication. 4. I also go to therapy. 5. I've set up new hobbies for me to channel my energy into, no matter how silly they may be. I'm just working towards the goal of having my own place someday. It's a slow arduous process because saving in this economy for a housing market that is just getting worse is awful. But I have my book on how to buy, and I dream of what color my room will be, how my bed sheets will be so cozy and warm. Also my dog. He loves me when I don't have the energy to. I have undiagnosed PDD, persistent depressive disorder, so thankfully the intrusive suicidal thoughts are not so strong, although persistent, they haven't taken me to a deep dark place, yet. So I'm able to just fake smile and carry on. I'm also not on any meds, nor do I have any treatment for it, so I'd imagine I probably won't last long like this, man shrugging, not wanting life to suck worse. Right now I'm making my house payments, keeping the lights on, etc. Even though it sucks living in a big old house by myself, I like it better than being rolled up in a tarp or under a box somewhere. And it's nice to be able to get lost in a movie or a video game instead of just staring at a tree or a street corner. When I was depressed, it was the simple fact that the odds of my existence were slim, and that no matter what was going on with my life, there was always something to be grateful for and to be happy about. It took a long time to rewire my brain, but just knowing that it's a miracle I even get to exist in this time and space helped me to be happier. My family. I couldn't abandon my daughter and wife. Also, my pets. My dog loses her mind when I go to work. She'd hate if I never came back. The cat is mine, and she has to have her gaming time with me, so she'd be sad. Also, I've learned to be stubborn. I'm not offing myself just to please the people that would love me off this planet.